the mining industry can actually unlock investment into the mining industry with a few guidance prospects, for example, on their ESG capabilities. In other words, what are they doing on the ESG side? Capital will follow sustainability. So if you have a mining project, try and diversify into other mining commodities as well to make sure you have a diversified portfolio. Also then renewables is going to be quite important for unlocking the actual ore body. Ensuring that you also use the energy transition to move towards renewables, which will help investors looking at the E part specifically as well. What is also very important is that your emissions within your mining project, that you actually divulge the emissions that's coming through, and helping the decarbonization with the projects linked to it. The difficulties that the miners will face within the next 12 to 18 months is really that the commodity cycle has changed. We've seen volatility in prices, and so mining companies will have to look at the efficiencies of their actual operations. Again, a diversification in commodities would be good because every commodity has got a different cycle. Another challenge is definitely for the African operations, if you have African operations, to ensure that political stability, understanding the monetary and fiscal policies of those various countries, that you're very clear in that regard as well, and ensuring that your diversification with various countries is also possible. We've definitely seen that there's going to be a change in mining companies' focus. I think diversification can be into various commodities, but also in various geographies. That's also going to be very important. There's definitely going to be a focus on the critical minerals. And in our case, we are talking about energy, minerals and metals, and Africa's got vast resources in that regard. What the mining companies will have to do within the various countries is to make sure that they understand the beneficiation aspects linked to those mining projects, and making sure that they work together with government as a partner to bring in some of those beneficiation aspects to ensure that the economic growth, etc., happens within the boundaries of the country. However, 100% beneficiation is not necessarily needed, or can in some cases not work to full capacity, and maybe we should look at regional beneficiation, which is going to be important for the African continent. But remember, capital will follow sustainability, and investors want certainty. So if there's complete bans of export, which we've seen that as a trend, that necessarily is not going to be conducive for attracting investments into the African countries. I think the miners on the African continent will be focusing on two aspects. They will definitely try and extend the existing life of mines, for example. That means they have to spend capex in order to ensure the extension of a life of a mine. But I also think that we need to make sure that we do a bit more exploration on the continent as well. Exploration, though, costs money, and that then becomes the question of investors willing to put money into specific projects. And again, for the just transition, the greener the project is that you're looking at, the more willing investors will be. I just think Africa as a continent must definitely realize that we need to use the ore bodies that we have to the benefit for the African continent, but be sensible about how we actually invite investors in to attract capital to ensure that Africa is not left behind.